Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Trainz Long Island Railroad route. I know it has been such a long time. I'd like to apologize for that. So much things got in the way. I don't really have to explain. I mean, anyone who watches these kinds of videos, these, world building in video game simulator videos, you already know the drill. It's, little bursts of uploads and then months of not uploading, and then they're back, and that's fine. And I think everyone really understands that. It's not a career. YouTube isn't a career for me, and but I didn't retire. I didn't retire by like iPad and Tom Scott and Captain Sparkles and everyone else did. There you go. There's your really dated joke, so that when you watch this video in 6 months, you'll be like, I know when this video came out. It's great to be back. I will jump into what's going on now, and then I'll talk about what's going to happen next with the series. So what's going on right now, the first thing that is totally different and totally new is base maps. We have base maps just for the Hempstead Branch as of right now, which is fine because we have time. Base maps is doing something that I never had the opportunity before, which was just eyeballing it. I was under the impression that base maps was a PC only thing, but I worked with some other people and we were able to get base maps, and I know they're not exactly perfect, and it's not going to be modeled perfectly off the base maps because the base maps are a little weird. It was the first time using it, but none of that really matters. What matters is I don't have to constantly switch between Google Maps and Trainz anymore. I can just look, and the other good thing about the suburbs too is, I don't really have to. I kind of know already what's happening, but it is good. It is useful for street placement. I mean, I can fill in the blanks. Not every single house is going to be in the exact same placement as it is in real life or as shown in the base map, but street placement is so much more helpful now. I don't have to guess. Blocks don't look, uneven and everything. I don't have to copy and paste. I can just, what a relief. What a weight off of my chest, right? So that's what's going on right now. I'm just doing sidewalks and roads, and it's great. It's going to get a little repetitive and gratuitous, but the other great thing too is it helps so much with, momentum. I can be able to, within the span of 2 days, I was able to do a sizable chunk of Stewart Manor, and that's something that I couldn't do before. It took me 5 episodes, and it took me months to do one town, Mineola. And granted, Mineola has a lot more going for it than Stewart Manor, so it has a little more detail. It's a junction, and there's more buildings, and I have a personal association with Mineola, so I wanted to put more time and care to it than I do Stewart Manor. But the point is that I'm just, what a relief. So you can expect the progression to happen a lot faster now for the entire route. Stewart Manor, like I said, was done in just a couple of days. What I have so far, I want to say this. What I have so far, Stewart Manor was done in a couple of days. If I spend another day, like another full morning to afternoon shift on it, then yes, I can have the whole town done. The surrounding area of the station is what I'm saying. So 3 days per town compared to weeks for Mineola. And granted, that was because I had other things to do in my life, but even still, when I had time and I just drilled out, it still took me way too long because there was also just a lot of detail work, and it was also the beginning of the series, so I had to kind of figure out a system for it. But yeah, so that's enough about the greatness of base maps. I'll get a little bit into what's going on here. I'm doing suburbs. So, you know, if this is your first episode that you're tuning into, Long Island, I'm sorry, it's not Pennsylvania, it's not Nevada, it's not British Columbia, it is not something more geographically interesting. Hell, it's not even Westchester, which would be so much more interesting than Long Island. But unfortunately, I live in Long Island, and you know, depending on who I'm talking to, I say I'm from Long Island or I say I'm from the city, and you know, it depends. But I split my time half and half, so I say I'm from both, and that's true. But the point is, I have to do the Long Island Railroad. If no one else is going to do it, I might as well. There is a demand for it. There are people who want it. So I'm making it. It is what it is. Unfortunately, Long Island is just post-war suburban sprawl. And I'm not going to make any commentary. I'm not fucking Alan Fisher or someone who's going to like ramble on about the suburbs and car dependency and whatever, because that's not what this is about. This is about driving trains in our train simulator and being happy. So no political commentary about urban planning and, you know, I mean, what have you. So, yeah, going into it, I'm using Approach Medium's housing pack. Great houses. They're definitely northeastern influence, which is great. So, yeah, I'm not doing a one-to-one because the reality is the houses in Stewart Manor are a little more smaller, and then there's fences and everything like that, but I'm not going to put in so much detail work into the outer grids. The grids closest to the tracks, I will be doing, as you can see right now, driveways and kind of pathways to the front door and everything like that. This was the first time I had really done this since Mineola, and I learned a lot when it came to doing the Mineola suburb grids. It's just something I didn't want to do again. It just looked a little ugly. I'm slowly learning. I don't think I've perfected it yet, but I think I'm pretty close. I'm like, you can look at it and you can say, okay, well, you know, post-war cramped suburb compared to Mineola, where you look at it, it just looks bland. There's something about it that just seems a little off. So I'm trying what I can right now to just make it look a little bit better. You'll see at the end and later on in the second half especially. Oh, we did a little time jump there. Let's see. Yeah, so there's grasses. I did some off-screen work. I added a lot more vegetation, and I think that helped a lot. You can also see what it looks like a little bit with shadows on. Yeah. Big news. If you don't know, I have a MacBook, so shadows is a pretty big thing on this channel, because usually when shadows are on, my frame rate becomes a Google slideshow. So, but yeah, the shadows definitely help. Any graphics, I mean, listen, if you have a PC and you're running this route, it's gonna look a lot better than it does in the videos, so be happy. Yeah, so as you can see with the vegetation, it looks a lot more busy. It looks, especially in low angles and everything like that, when you're going to be driving from the train, it looks fine. I'm not adding fences just because I think that's a little too much, and it'll take away from the, I think the vegetation is just a good, you know, good way to clutter the scene, almost. But maybe I will. Maybe in other neighborhoods, in more richer neighborhoods, you'll see that the suburbs, the distance between houses will be larger, and I'll put less vegetation, and I will put fencing there, and it will look more, you know, as you white picket fence, kind of generic, maybe what you think of when you think of Long Island. But Stewart Manor is still pretty close to Queens, so it's a little more, it's dense, it's more dense, should I say. And with that also a lot more, I don't want to say forested, but it has a lot more vegetation to it. So we're already more than halfway through the video. Hey, isn't that great? I mean, yes, I understand most of it is just house placement. I apologize for it, but Hempstead Branch does give us many other things later on. So, you know, Stewart Manor, not much. Next episode will be trackside, and as you can tell, the trackside is just non-existent, so I'll be focusing on the right-of-way. I will be adding the other stuff that belongs there, which is, you know, there's like a house over there on the left. There's more houses down below. I don't know why I didn't put them there, but whatever, that's not the point. Houses there, school over there, be detailing the baseball field and right-of-way, and finishing up the station. I'll be adding details like the benches, the fences. That's the stuff that I really like, the small detail work, the stuff that you're really going to see, especially when you're driving, because the stations are going to be the most important part, because this isn't a freight route, you know? I mean, you're stopping at every station when you're playing this route. It's a passenger, it's a commuter ride. I mean, what can I say? So, whew, man, it's been a long time. I gotta get back, I gotta get used to it again, but yeah, so that's what next episode is going to entail, finishing up. But I mean, hey, listen, 2 episodes to do one town is going to be a hell of a lot better than 5 to do one town. So here there's a soccer field. It just felt a little too big, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the graphics. That one was way too big. There's still some houses and everything there, so I me with my limited knowledge of soccer, because I'm not a Euro poor, but anyway, me with my limited knowledge of soccer, I just made a little soccer field and everything, and using the RM parking lines, I try and find some sort of a field texture, but it just doesn't line up, so it's alright. I just do some lighter grass texture, and there you go. I do the same thing with the baseball field over there. I know it doesn't really look the best, I know, blending. Listen, if there's one thing I'm not gonna try and make myself out like I'm one of the people at K&L or anything like that, or jointed rail. I'm really not that good at route building, but I like to say that I'm average. I don't know, maybe not. But I know texturing is definitely one of my weak spots. 100%. I apologize for that. If you're looking at it like, oh my god, you should do this and that, please write in the comments below. I'd love feedback. I absolutely love feedback. You guys talking in the comments and hitting me up in Discord servers that you guys know me in is how I'm able to grow and work on reskins with you guys on things, and even get the base maps and everything. Your contributions help the progression of this route getting finished done so much faster. So much more can be done too. So it's just great. Here I'm flying back and forth between Mineola and Suburban because I'm just nabbing assets. This whole part of the station ends up getting redone anyway, because I realized, because I wasn't looking at the base maps. I know I made a big deal about base maps and I forgot it anyway, but for base maps I won't be using the station anyway. More should I say, I'm not going to be looking at base maps when I'm doing station detail work, because that's something I want to go into Google Street View for, to really get the nitty-gritty details in. So I forgot the red brick, Suburban, and I haven't been there a long time, so I redid it anyway. You'll see there's no cinematics, just like I said, MacBook, so I can't really get anything too cinematic, but I do have some screenshots that I did. It's just 3 screenshots. It's not crazy. I'm not trying to blow it up like this is gonna be this is a chill video series. This is me talking to you guys, and we're here, and just giving some narration. That way you're not looking at footage just on silence. So yeah, I mean, we're wrapping up the video now. It's got 40 seconds left, but guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched the whole thing, please give some feedback. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you can help in any way possible, reskins, modeling, we got a good amount of custom modeling to be done. Please let me know in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.